Have you set some weight loss goals for 2026? How are you doing with that? Have you been losing any weight? Have you been getting frustrated already? I'm going to show you how to get rid of some of that stubborn belly fat in 2026 with some very simple, easy to remember methods to get the weight off and keep it off. My name's Eric. I am a certified life coach and I am specializing now in senior health coaching. So if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before and listened to me talk, welcome back. Thanks so much for returning. Um, so, a lot of people experience being overweight. Maybe they have 20, 30 pounds too much. Maybe they have 50 or 100 pounds too much. And it doesn't matter where you are. Today, we're going to cover some easy techniques of how you can be losing that fat and keeping it off. That's the key. We don't want you doing yo-yo dieting, losing weight, gaining it back, losing weight, gaining it back. That's nothing but detrimental to your health long term. Okay, so item number one. Are you ready? We're going to cut out processed foods. Now, what's a processed food? For example, sugar is highly processed. Um, Anything made from flour, so pasta, bread, um, and rice isn't really all that processed. It is polished some. So if you want to have a little bit of rice with your meal, I would say, keep it to like a half a cup serving with your meal. Potatoes, uh, as long as you're taking whole potatoes and cooking them yourself, I would say it's safe. But how are you cooking them? If you're going to boil them. My mother always peeled potatoes and cut them up, maybe in quarters and boil them. And then she would take them off out of the water and melt butter on them and then sprinkle some parsley on. And she always called those parsley potatoes. And to this day, I love them. I don't eat them very much because potatoes are high in carbohydrates and they're going to raise your blood sugar, and we don't want to do that. But that would be all right. Or a baked potato would be fine too. Again, the question is, what are you doing with it? Are you putting sour cream on it? Um, are you putting some kind of cheese on it, bacon bits. Is this cheese a processed cheese food? The bacon bits, are they the chemical laden bacon bits you buy in the bottle? That kind of stuff is processed. You don't want that. But if you're going to just put some butter on it, real butter, I think that would be fine. Again, limit yourself to a small potato or just half of a potato with your meal. But we want to cut out the processed foods. So, no bread, no pasta, no sugar, nothing with sugar in it. And the reason why is um, these highly processed foods are designed to make your blood glucose go up. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin, which is going to store fat. And as long as your insulin is up, you're not going to get any fat off. You're just going to store it and hold on to it. So we want to get rid of the carbohydrate type foods from our diet. So the second item in this diet is protein. Now, why is protein so important? As seniors, it's especially important because as our bodies age, we naturally lose uh, muscle. Our muscle will decrease over time. And muscle is a great um, source of metabolism in our bodies. And the less muscle we have, the less calories we're going to burn just by sitting or standing or walking. The more muscle we have, then the more our bodies will burn calories even when we're at rest. So you want to maintain your muscle. And one way we're going to do that is by increasing our protein intake because muscle needs protein. And I'm going to tell you, as I've told you before, a minimum of 120 grams of protein a day. And what would that be like? Well, divide that in 3 meals. That's 40 grams of protein per meal. So if you had, let's say, 3 eggs, um, that would be 18 grams of protein. There's 6 grams of protein each egg. So we only need 22 more for this meal. Um, and then how about we have some fish with that or some chicken, very high sources of protein. And you know, if you have one of those little kitchen scales, you could weigh your meat and then just, you know, if you have Chronometer or some other app on your phone or on your computer that you can plug in the food, it'll tell you how many grams of protein you have. So if you eat, I'd say like a chicken thigh or a quarter pound of ground beef or ground pork. Um, Same with fish. Salmon would be excellent with your eggs. You're going to have get your 40 grams of protein, and you do that 3 times a day, and you're going to get your minimum protein for the day. This is going to help you maintain your muscle mass. It's going to um, help curb hunger through the day. So if you're eating protein at every meal, you won't be hungry uh, 2 hours later. You won't need a snack. Okay, so we're going to cut out those processed foods. We're going to increase our protein intake. Now, that's what we're going to eat. Second, I want to say for in order to lose this weight, um, you need to keep track, keep a record of what you're doing every day. Hop on the scales. Um, One of these days, I'm going to tell you what this body monitor thing is that you can buy on Amazon. It's like a bathroom scale, but it has a thing you hold in your hand as well, and it will measure for you your percent body fat and percent body muscle, and you'll want to write those down every day so you can keep track and see or watch over time as your fat goes down and your muscle goes up. Okay, so that's real important to write down, keep a record of these things every day. You're also going to keep a record of how many calories you're eating and how much protein you're getting in every day. Okay, and the reason for keeping track is so that at the end of the day, you'll say, oh, I went a little bit over my calories, or wow, my protein was really high today. That's great. And if you're keeping track through the day, every day, and writing it down, that will also remind you of the importance of staying on this plan because this plan works. All right. So, number 3 is I want you to walk, get outside and walk as much as you can. Ideally, 10,000 steps a day if you can do that. Um, if the weather's bad and you can't go out, I hope you by now have a gym membership at one of these big gyms that are inexpensive. Planet Fitness is the one we go to, um, for like 20 or $25 a month. You can go and hop on a treadmill and walk there. And so if you're going to walk on the treadmill, I would recommend walking for an hour. I know that seemed like a lot, but studies show that when you walk for an hour, that it has so much more benefit to your body, to your weight loss goals, to maintaining muscle mass, for brain health, for uh, lymphatic flow. So what am I talking about there? Your immune response. Walking is great to help you to stay healthy, just to avoid getting a common cold and things like that. So walking. And if you're keeping track of your steps, I would like you to set a goal for 10,000 steps a day. If you're not there yet, that's okay, but write that down in your log as well, how many steps that you walked every day. Okay? Next, and again, I hope you have a gym membership by now and that you're going 2 or 3 times a week and doing some resistance training. If not, you could buy some of those little dumbbells at Walmart or, whatever store local to you has them, and you're pushing weights over your head and uh, you're pushing weights out like this so you can lay on your back on the floor on the bed and just push the weights out in front of you so it would be up in that case. Also, you're going to be doing some squats. And the third exercise you can't really do with dumbbells, but it involves pulling down. So those are the 4 exercises. If you're going to the gym, I'd like you to be doing. One is take some dumbbells, something light, overhead. Okay, that's strengthening all these arm muscles. And then and then they have a machine there where you pull down. I think they call it a lat press, or it's for your latissimus dorsi muscles. Those are the big muscles on the upper part of your back. Okay, and so you're pulling down. Okay, again, start with light weights, and so that's that overhead. Oh, and then so you're going to do chest presses. It's kind of like a push-up, but you're sitting on the machine and you're just pushing it out. And then the fourth one is kind of like a squat, but you're sitting and you put your feet up on the platform and you're just pushing your body away. Again, start, excuse me, with light weights, and I want you to do 20 presses at a time, and so that would be a set of 20, and do 4 sets. So you're going to do 4 sets of the leg presses, 4 sets of the chest presses, 4 sets of the dumbbells overhead, and 4 sets of the lats pulling down. Okay, and this is vitally important because this is going to help you maintain and hopefully over time build your muscle mass back. Um, one problem with yo-yo dieting is, when we restrict our calories and we lose some weight and then we stop restricting our calories and we gain it back. The problem with that is what's happening is when you're losing weight, you're not only losing a little bit of muscle, I mean a little bit of fat, but you're also losing some muscle tissue. And when you gain the weight back, you're only gaining back fat. So in these yo-yo diets, what's happening is you're just getting fatter and less strong, less muscle. And that's a serious problem for seniors. We want to be strong so that we can continue to be active and get up and out of the chair or the sofa easily, so we can go up and down the stairs easily, so we can play with our grandkids and not be all worn out in 30 seconds. So that's real important. So what did we talk about? We talked about cutting out processed foods. We talked about keeping a record. We talked about increasing our protein. We talked about walking, and we talked about weight resistance training. And I want these things to feel easy to you. If they feel hard, you're trying too hard. If it feels frustrating, you're doing too much, or um, you're trying to do too much at one time. So just take it in small steps. And in 2026, you can lose weight and then keep it off if you do these 5 things that I've recommended. So let me know in the comments, um, how you're doing with this, what's hard for you, what's easy, what you like, what you don't like, and any questions you might have about what I've discussed today. And I really want to see your progress and get reports back from you and how you're doing. Um, and if you have any questions about other health related topics, I'd be happy to discuss with you what your questions would be, answering those questions, and you know, uh, yeah, I want to be able to answer your questions and address issues that you have with these things. Uh, as seniors, as we get older, it just seems like nothing's easy anymore. But I guarantee you, if you follow these 5 things that I've talked about, it will get easier. You will see a difference. I have. I was amazed when I started doing squats regularly. Within just a month, um, I it was so much easier to get off the sofa, so much easier to get off the floor playing with the grandkids. So give it a try. And if you like what I have to say today, just gently press that like button. And I hope that you're subscribed so that when my next video comes out, you get a notification. Uh, and thanks for being here today. Be well.